So, you get out of bed. You walk down the hallway. You might even go to the kitchen and make a sandwich. But the you that you know, the one listening right now, isn't there. It's completely gone. Which raises a really unsettling question. If you're not there, who is? And where did your mind actually go? Well, the answer starts with a court case. In 1987, a man named Kenneth Parks got out of bed, drove 14 miles to his in-law's house, and killed his mother-in-law. Then he drove to a police station and turned himself in, covered in blood. He had no memory of any of it. He was asleep, and he was found not guilty. That's because sleepwalking is a legitimate legal defense. It's called non-insane automatism. The law recognizes that a person's conscious mind, the part that forms intent, can be completely absent. Their body just carried out the action, which is kind of terrifying when you think about it. It means you can be physically guilty of something, but legally innocent because you weren't home. So where were you? The first thing to understand is that sleepwalking doesn't happen when you're dreaming. That's a common myth. It happens during deep, dreamless sleep. Your body is up and moving, but your dreaming mind is offline. If you're not acting out a dream, what's guiding you? This is where the brain science gets interesting. During deep sleep, your brain is supposed to be fully shut down, but in sleepwalkers, there's a kind of civil war. The parts of your brain that control basic movement and routine actions, your brainstem and motor cortex, they wake up, they flip the on switch. But the command center, your prefrontal cortex, stays deeply asleep. That's the part that handles your sense of self, your judgment, your memory of events. It's the you part. So the lights are on in the factory, the machines are running, but the foreman's office is dark and empty. Your mind didn't go somewhere else. Part of it just never showed up for work. And this empty factory can do some surprisingly complex things. There are cases of people sleep cooking entire meals, playing musical instruments, even driving cars. How is that possible if no one's in charge? It works because of something called procedural memory. That's the memory of how to do things, how to tie your shoes, how to walk, how to make a peanut butter sandwich. It's stored in a different, more automatic part of the brain. And that part is wide awake. So the sleepwalker isn't a ghost or a different person. They're more like a highly skilled robot. They're running on pure unthinking habit. The program is executing, but the programmer is fast asleep. Which brings us to the weirdest part. Why would our brains even do this? If it's so dangerous and glitchy, why did evolution keep it around? Some scientists have a theory. They call it the night watchman hypothesis. For most of human history, sleeping out in the open was incredibly dangerous. Predators, rival groups, environmental threats. The idea is that sleepwalking might be a dissociated state of vigilance. Part of the brain stays just alert enough to monitor for danger, and can even trigger the body to move to flee or to check the perimeter, while the rest of the brain stays asleep to conserve energy. The sleepwalker isn't malfunctioning. They might be reverting to an ancient, dormant superpower, a remnant of a time when you needed to be able to fight or flee from a dead sleep. So when we sleepwalk, our mind doesn't go to some other realm. It fragments. The conscious narrating part of you, the part that feels like you, logs off. But an older, more automated version of you stays running in the background. It's a collection of skills and instincts, operating without a central self. You are not a single, continuous thing. You're more like a fragile consensus between different parts of your brain, and sleepwalking is what happens when that consensus fails. The you that you know goes nowhere. It just quietly disappears for a little while, leaving behind something simpler, something older, moving through the dark on its own.